Do you think I'd be wasting my breath trying to get you to change your mind if I didn't know it worked? What do you think I've been doing all these years? Wasting your bloody time working on other people's properties instead of here where you belong, that's what. Douglas snapped. Yeah, well, now I'm back. Shaun leaned into the cab to grab his akubra. He slammed it on his head, moving around his father to head inside and make his calls. I want those fences finished today, he heard, as he walked up the stairs to the timber veranda that ran the length of the old homestead. Yes, Dad. Pulling open the French doors, he breathed a sigh of relief. Everything was always a battle with the old man. His plan was simple. He'd lease the land off his father, since the old bastard wouldn't make it easy, and put his years of study to use. He believed in this new approach. He also understood his father's reluctance. Douglas wasn't alone in his opposition. The majority of older farmers had the same reaction. Change was always slow to make it out here. His father's generation hadn't had the privileges his generation had. University had been a thing alien and out of reach for most of his father's peers. And when were they supposed to find the time to update their knowledge? If it wasn't sowing time, there was drenching or harvesting or 1,000 other things to be done. It was easy to understand his father's reluctance, but what Shaun couldn't fathom was why the hell Douglas had allowed him to go away to study if he didn't intend to let him implement the things he'd spent all those years learning. Today's meeting at the bank had been the first step in his plan to drag Jinjulu Station into the new millennium, with or without his father's backing. That evening, the mouth-watering smell of roast beef greeted Shaun as he hung his hat on the peg inside the back door. It had been a long day out in the paddocks fixing fences. The short, stout woman standing at the stove stirring the gravy turned and smiled at him. That smells good, Daisy, he said. Hope you cooked enough to feed an army. I could eat a horse and chase the rider. It's almost ready, so go wash up and get to the table. The others are already in there waiting. Shaun snagged a piece of meat on his way past and scooted away as a wooden spoon swung around, only just missing him. Go on with ya, you cheeky devil, Daisy called after him. It was a nightly ritual that had been going on for as long as Shaun could remember. He thought the world of Jinjulu's resident housekeeper, come cook, come first aid officer, stand-in roustabout, and general dog's body. The woman was ageless. She looked the same as she had when Shaun was a kid. God only knew how old she really was. After he'd washed his hands and face, he made his way through to the dining room where the family was required to gather each night for the evening meal. It was important to his mother to keep up the appearance that theirs was a normal, loving family. He had no idea why. It wasn't as though there was anyone around to witness it. Still, it kept his mother happy, and his father was happy if his wife was happy, so it was paramount to ensure Constance Broderick got her own way. His parents sat at each end of the dining table, an heirloom passed down through the generations. His family history humbled him. The original Brodericks had carved Jinjulu out from nothing but a vast scrubby wilderness to the impressive business it was today. The weight of all that history was a heavy burden, but he was prepared to carry it. He'd always loved this property. It was part of him, and he felt a deep kinship with the land. Jinjulu was in his blood. Suddenly, an image flashed through his mind, a memory of his own hands covered in blood, and he glanced across at the empty place setting. Once, he would have sent Jared a brief glance to gauge the general atmosphere around the table, but those days were gone. Shaun had left Jinjulu 7 years ago, grieving and ridden with guilt. He'd come home to